Hi there, this is P. Michael Bratch. Welcome back to This Week Live. The team here has been going crazy for the last few weeks, pulling together a list for our Prime Minister, who, as you know, is off at his cottage working on his new throne speech. And since he's not busy because he's prorogued Parliament, he's taking a long time to do it. We thought we'd send him our list of things that he might consider for his speech. Number 1. Get a Governor General who actually wants to live at the Governor General's residence and who loves her people at least as much as she loves her cat. Number 2, wipe out our $1 trillion deficit in 2 years. This is a crazy idea from a satire show, but we have a long history in Canada of accepting new Canadians who want to invest millions of dollars in businesses and create jobs. Most countries in the world do the same. So here's our idea. Why not wipe out our $1 trillion deficit in just 2 years by allowing qualified immigrants to invest in Canada? At $1 million per person, we would wipe out our $1 trillion federal deficit quickly. It's just crazy enough to work. Number 3, start to appoint ministers from the private sector, especially when you don't have the bench strength among your MPs. I mean, contrary to popular belief, a cabinet minister does not have to be elected. And so many smart people don't want to be in the game. Can you blame them? Like in America, pick the best from the country. You, Secretary of Health. You, Secretary of whatever. Case in point, our Minister of Health is actually a graphic artist in real life. She draws real good. But she's overseeing over $200 billion of healthcare spending. And I'm not sure we have the time or the money for on-the-job training. I mean, this week she flip-flopped on allowing instant testing at home for COVID. She flip-flopped earlier on wearing masks. She flip-flopped on telling Canadians to stockpile medicines. Pick the nation's smartest person, regardless of color, creed, or gender, and appoint him or her to the job. Some will do it for $1. I mean, you can't convince a mind like Elon Musk, who is a Canadian, by the way, to run for Parliament. But that kind of a mind, even for a few hours a week, could completely transform how we do things. Number 4, Justin, with all due respect, grow a pair. Stop the appeasement. If countries are stealing our intellectual property, imprisoning our citizens, and taking our technology to make vaccines and then not allowing us to use them too, it may be time to grow a pair. Look at Australia. They are 10 times more exposed to certain countries in the region for trade, and they have the courage to take on this thorny subject. And we're sitting way over here next to America, and we're still afraid of our own shadow. Number 5, JT, renew your vows. You promised up and down with great drama and flourish that you would never prorogue Parliament before being elected. And it's time for you to renew those vows, but this time, don't cross your fingers. Number 6, stop just changing light bulbs and carbon taxing us. As we speak, thousands of new coal plants are being built around the world. Here's the idea. Tax coal-burning, carbon-generating countries on their imports. If a country wants to sell us goods and they are using coal and not relying on LNG or other cleaner fuels and renewables, then tax their imports. Countries who are low carbon emitters pay less to sell to us. India and China will get a huge shock, but it changes the behavior where the damage is greatest. China alone is building 2,000 coal-fired plants as we speak all around the world. Number 7 on the list, we're in stage 3 now. Tell Theresa Tam she can safely get her hair done. Hey, number 8, JT, start making our pharmaceuticals in Canada, not just pot, and start buying them from the people that do make it. Even if it costs a few cents more per pill, you've got to understand that 90% of our active pharmaceutical ingredients are made in India and China. And it's not a great idea, as you know, when times get tough. Number 9, transform our cities into tech hubs. Spend billions of dollars to create employment in the tech sector. Whether Trump loses or wins in November, lots of American techs are out of California. With its fires and water shortages and turmoil, why don't we fill Calgary's oil towers with tech firms, some of them Canadian? And number 10, make speaking for money our national sport. Justin, you earned over $1.3 million publicly speaking before being elected. Others seem to be so good at it too. perhaps you could be our head coach long after the confidence vote this September 23rd. That's our list. Thanks for joining us at This Week Live. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. Take care.